Welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified Podcast. Today is January 10, 2021. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris.
Hey, it's your boy, Pokemon Trigger, please. How you doing, Luis?
How's it going, my good man? Dude, it's been a little bit for sure.
It's been a weird, lazy week, but we got plenty to talk about this week, so
Yeah.
I'm excited.
That's definite. That's a definite. I mean, anybody who's actually listening to the podcast, I am so sorry that we didn't have a podcast last week. The news were literally non-existent for last week. We had nothing to cover, aside from maybe a couple of changes here and there that we'll be covering in today's podcast. However, if we want to, we can actually make this podcast a little bit longer than usual, just because we have the ability to. But yeah, that's why we didn't actually podcast yesterday. Also, it was a nice little break, not having to think about doing any of the podcast work this last week. But hey, it's a new year, it's a new revolution, it's a new grind. Here we are once again to talk about Pokemon Go news, updates, and ranting about Pokemon Go because we love the game just as much as you do. Chris, let's remind everybody that we are still part of the Professor Network, which I know you guys have the notes now, but still. Gotta mess up one time in the podcast, you know? But yes, make sure to check them out, professornetwork.com/PurePodcast, and everything that they do amazing work, Pokemon related, any shape or form, TCG, and all of that. So thank you so much for that. All right, Chris, how about let's recap almost 2 weeks worth of Hundos and Shinies. What
I gotta say,
for me?
it doesn't feel. Yeah, it doesn't feel like I have 2 weeks worth. To be honest, it actually started. This is crazy. It actually started the 3rd. I got a Hondo Combuskin that was 1416 CP.
Yes. I want to say thank you for
that. You're welcome. And then I got a shiny Ho-Oh from a remote raid.
Nice.
And then during the Lillipup hour, I got 2 more shiny Lillipup. And I gotta say, I already had 2 or 3 before that. So I was like, if I get another one, that's cool. But I ended up getting 2. So I was pretty excited about that.
That's
and then
luck
the
there.
ultimate prize, though. Shiny Ferroseed. That's the one I wanted, but I still wanted to get that Rocky Boy, but we still got a tiny bit of time. But
actually,
I don't think it's gonna
no, the event just ended.
Just ended. Ooh.
Yeah, just when we started this podcast, the event of New World Celebration has ended. As we mentioned in the previous podcast that we were live, there was a Unova celebration to celebrate the 25th anniversary, 5th year of Pokemon Go kind of thing. So yeah, if you actually go to the today's view right now, there is no Unova celebration going on aside from the Unova Collection Challenge, which is already, if you completed it, that's a different story. And we'll definitely be talking about that too. But yes. Those are very good Hundos and Shinies you got there, Chris, for sure. I myself have my own nice little hold from last week or the last 2 weeks. We already talked about the Galade, the Abomasnow, and the Vanillite, which is actually amazing that I got 3 Hundos out of the Christmas event that we had last year. Mm-hmm. And then I hatched a Hundo Heracross, which is my very first one, even though I live here in Florida and I see probably too many Heracross in my life. That's probably the reason why I have over 5,000 candies for it. But yeah, then of course the Combuskin that you so welcomely actually helped me get. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Chris. And then I get another hatch that is a Hundo, and this is an Elgyem, which is now a Benjamin or whatever it's called in this evolution line. I mean, I didn't need it to, but it's welcomely. I was just hatching eggs because I like hatching eggs somehow, somewhere. And I get it. I was like, okay, well, the grind for, I think, wasn't this in raids? No, this was in 10Ks for a while, right? And then they moved it back to 5Ks afterwards.
I honestly don't remember it being in 10Ks, but I can't say I hatch enough eggs to know for sure.
Yeah, it was in 10Ks for a little bit. I was hatching it like left and right. I was like, this is the worst 10K in my life because I mean, Elgin isn't really like a powerful Pokemon to get through.
Uh,
But
no.
I'm happy. At least I'm happy that I got the Hundo. Another one that maybe someday will have a moveset change and it will be good in some way or shape or form. It does max it out, and the extra large candy requirements. Let's see. It maxes out at 27, 57, 53. So it's not bad on level 40. As for level 50, it's 3112. So that's actually not bad for a psychic type. I'm not sure how well his moveset and everything is, but either way. I am working on Heracross more because I want to actually get a PvP ready Hundo, Heracross, and Mega Evolve ready to go.
Ooh, you're about to make me act up.
I know,
Ooh.
right? Well, those are the Hundos.
I have one of those that I want to use, but I suck at powering up my Hondas.
Yeah. For shinies, though, I did get quite a bit of a haul for the last few weeks. Starting off with the Snoruns. I think I did mention about that one, but the Snorun was actually kind of nice. It is a male one, or actually female one, so I can evolve it to go through the evolution of whichever one. I do have already a shiny Frostlass, so I can just evolve it to Kali if I need to. I did finally, for the love of God, I finally got a shiny Peachy. Oh my God, the grind for that Pokemon was insane. Just insane, man. Like so many years since its release, and I finally get one. I was like driving back home from work, and then all of a sudden I click on a Peachy that was along the road. Just don't play Pokemon Go and drive, guys. And then of course, I get the shiny, so I like instantly go on the Raspberry Ultra Ball because I didn't want to lose it. I did evolve it to a Pidgeot, which is actually a nice little Skolton shiny, and I did already do the Mega Evolution for it, so that's why you actually see that. Then after that, through the New Year celebration, everybody trying to hatch eggs for the Pichu and everything, I did get some interesting hatches myself, which were, as you can probably already see, a shiny Wynot. And then a shiny Zubat. Back to back shinies. Back to back hatch shinies. Niantic, what the heck? I think I completed the Zubat line with that and the Wynot line with that. So I have both shinies ready to go.
That is money well spent.
Yes. I mean, I've seen my fair share of hatches between Hundos and shinies and everything. I think this is the first time in 4.5 years that I actually have hatched 2 shinies in a row from the same batch.
That's insane.
That was incredible. I also did a lucky trade for a not a Concolor but a Timber, and it was like actually became a 91 Timber, so I evolved it all the way to Concolor, which I love the shiny. And since there's nothing else I have to do with the shiny, I just went ahead and evolved it anyways. So it's kind of nice. And then the coup de grace for the final week of grinding, I did get a shiny Snivy. Which...
On stream
too, yes. If you guys want to see the clip, I don't have it on Twitch. However, it is PvP. It is a 0, 10, 12, which makes it a rank 72 or 75. You know what? Why not? I'm already here. We don't know when the community day is going to be. I have elite charge CMs if I need to, if I have to. But yes,
you insane.
I am going to evolve this Pokemon for you guys. That Middle Evolution shiny looks pretty dope. It is not a Pokédex entry because I think I did evolve it again, another one before, but still. But let's go all the way to Serperior, because it is a good Pokemon to use. It is a good Pokemon to have. And hopefully we'll get his community day soon. Dude, clean green. A clean green. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Clean green with this nice little like darkish blues, greenish thing. It's close to... I don't have to power up too much. Actually, I only need to do 1 power up to have it to Great League. Da-da-da! That's hilarious. That's pretty good. All right, so yes, that is my recap on too many shinies to count for 2 weeks. It could have been more, but the grind was there and everything like that, so it wasn't too bad. But let's go ahead and recap a little bit on the New Year's celebration and the Unova celebration. Well, the New Year's, as we guys know, shiny Slowbro and with the glasses, and then shiny Pikachu with the heck in the hat. Was that a new shiny? I don't remember there was a new shiny release aside from those.
No, I think that was the shinies that was released, right?
Yeah. Well, basically just the hats, the costumes, and everything. Which I didn't get any of those aside from the Wynot and the Zubat, so it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. But it is what it is,
Dude, I still need Pichu. I really wanted that.
Pichu shiny? Like you haven't
I don't even have a Pichu. Not even a Pichu.
Oh. Do you have a Togepi?
Yeah, I got Togepi and 2 Magpies. But dude, yeah.
Yeah, I'm missing. I already got Magpie because of a trade, but I haven't hatched one. I need Togepi, which I haven't had a shiny Togepi at all. And then I think Alikit is the only one that I guess that goes through. But anyways, but yeah, that's. I mean, the New Year's event, it was alright. It was a nice little grind. Remember, guys, if you did not make level 40 before the end of the year, you will not be getting the Legacy badge or the Legacy challenges. So if hopefully, you grind yourself to level 40, since it's a nice little addition to the grinders out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it on the New Year's. And aside from that, there was probably a couple of extra bonuses. But after, I think, it was like half distance or 1/4 distance in Hex. So I was hatching like left and right at the time, but still, it wasn't like something that I needed to do at the time. So
I was going ham.
It was a nice little relaxation after so much grinding in the last few weeks. And then after that, of course, the Unova celebration, which just ended just a few minutes before this podcast started. With that being said, that we had all the Unova Pokemons. I wish I would have been able to get 100% Snivy. That was my goal, my second goal of the stream for sure. But it is what it is when it comes down to it, I guess. Let's fix here something real quick, and we're good. But yeah, that's that. Of course, I wanted the Boulder, the Fairy Seed, which you got, and Herdiers and all those Pokemons were coming out of the woodworks.
Yeah, between the Fairy Seed and man, I can't remember its name. Roggenrola. Thank you. I was trying really hard for both of those. So I wanted to get at least one of them. I'm glad I got Fairy Seed. But I'm still going to be on that hunt for Roggenrola.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It's a really good event, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see Pokemon you don't see after a while, and especially because we have like the vanilla seasonal spawns right now from the seasonal celebration event, which goes all the way to March when spring comes around. It's a nice little change of pace, mostly because we have different grinds throughout weeks and everything like that, which we'll be talking about in the next one. In the news in just a second. Not a bad event, although we're still kind of controversy that Shiny Snivy was released without its Community Day move, or Community Day in that regard. A lot of people are still talking about that for sure, so that's going to be an interesting thing to know later on in the future and see what Niantic or Pokemon Go decides to do with their specific movesets and everything, Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Any more thoughts on those events, Chris?
Not really. I think they handled them very, very well.
Yes, they did. All right, so I guess it's time to move on from the recaps and let's move on to the research topics for the week. We have quite a bit of talked about. There's been literally a dump of news happening this week, plus a couple extra things that we want to mention since the week that we missed getting there. Even though it wasn't too much to cover, there was just something that we want to definitely talk about. First and foremost, let's go ahead and talk about the Pokemon Go Kanto Tour contest that is going on right now until tomorrow. And that is to actually make sure that you can put yourself in the game, if you want to, of course. But Chris, how about you let them know how things go to the dreams there?
Dude, I'm pretty excited about it because it gives you the opportunity to have your player be a kind of interactable character in the game for an
Yes.
event. I personally sent mine in on Twitter. I don't think I did it correctly per se. I'll read it really quick though, because it's like a 10-second one. Hello, I'm Pokemon Trigger Please, and I'll be beating you today. My team of Venusaur, Gyarados, and Dragonite is enough to make any opponent nervous to battle. Team Valor, but no one is safe.
Oh my
Man.
god, Chris, can you be any more cringe than that?
That was the what's it called?
The intro,
theme
like
cringe.
the thing cringe there and that. Oh my god, if Niantic chooses you, dude, that would be like the most hilarious thing that I'm gonna remember seeing in Pokemon Go for my rest of my life.
Dude, I would lose it, honestly.
That's true. That's true. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about exactly what this is about, because I'm sure that a lot of people are maybe confused or they already seen what's going on in Pokemon Go because it's been going on for a good week. But it says right here in the blog post, trainers, if you play one of the main series game Pokemon games, you know the how exciting it can be to see another trainer on your journey. There's nothing quite like testing your own Pokemon against somebody else's. And it's always fun to see how each trainer expresses themselves with their team. Today, we're thrilled to announce that we'll soon be able to have that experience in Pokemon Go, and you just might become one of the trainers' characters in the game. So, exclusively to the Pokemon Go Kanto Tour, or Tour Kanto, basically what this is the feature is, they'll be having a competition on Twitter, just like Chris has mentioned, that you're gonna post your character and 3 Pokemons of your team of your choosing from the Kanto region. You will not be able to use any Pokemons and anything aside from that. I don't think Alolands are permitted either, but
I don't believe so.
But you have to pick through the original 151 Pokemons. However, there are a little bit of restrictions. And this is basically what you need. So a screenshot of your trainer profile that includes your trainer and shows off your avatar outfits. A list of 3 Pokemons that make up your team. These Pokemon must be among the original discovered in the Kanto region and cannot include Ditto or any legendary or mythical Pokemon. So Mewtwo, Mew, Ditto, Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos are completely off the hook on this one. You can't use them. There is no way. They're too more powerful for this kind of thing. And then, of course, you have to use the hashtag Pokemon Go Tour Contest, or hashtag Pokemon Go Tour Contest, basically. The judging will be as follows. They'll be judging based on this following criteria: creativity of avatar outfit. So you have to make sure you got some pretty cool outfits to go with your trainer. A general team, which could consist of like, a bug type trainer, a flying type trainer, a rock type trainer, things like that. And then a Pokemon team composition, which I'm pretty sure if you want to go with a general team, that's basically what you want to use as your base stat. A lot of people have been doing this, and it's actually kind of fun to see all the entries. People are going from small Pokemons to big Pokemons to raging Pokemons, red Pokemons, blue Pokemons, water Pokemons, all of those things. And it's just been fun to see every now and then. But you make sure you submit it before January 11th, which is on Monday, tomorrow. By the time this podcast comes out, it's going to be already tomorrow. And then, of course, it's before midnight. So you just have to make sure you submit midnight Pacific time, actually. So if you're here on the Eastern side, you got a little bit of more time to go through. So that's pretty good.
Good luck.
Good luck, yes. I myself actually haven't done one for the contest. I've been racking my brain a little bit. I always think that contests like this, unless you're really pretty creative, they won't really choose you. So I'll give it a little night's work and see how it goes. I don't have much aside from the as in style. I don't have much of that. I could probably buy some things like the poses and everything, but I don't really want to spend the money if I don't have to. And then, of course, the bags and everything. I'm thinking of what good Pokemon are going to be. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure that has to be a little more original than the simple like EV Evolution line or something.
A purified theme.
Okay, I see you.
Just something to sizzle on.
Oh my god. I could. Oh, you know what? I think you actually gave me a pretty good idea when it comes down to it. I won't spoil it until I post it on Twitter, so you'll see when it comes out. But I'm thinking of that. I'm actually gonna see if I can write that down because if not, I'm gonna forget. All right. There we go. All right. Good thing I had a pen with me. Anyway, so that is the feature that we had on that. Pretty sure that if you guys submitted and everything, just a lot of points when it comes down to it. So if you want to, go ahead and send it to us too. That way we know how good it is, and we just want to have like a good scrolling through the whole thing. Or you can go to the hashtag and you'll see like the world's entry when it comes down to it. So. But Chris, how about we go ahead and talk about our next piece of news?
Yeah, you talking about Gucci gang? Yeah.
Gucci.
Oh man,
God.
North Face and Gucci and Pokemon Go collab. Hello, what?
Yes.
What's going on here, man?
So, there was something that was teased on the week that we were gone. But this is a North Face, the North Face Gucci. I don't even know how those sentences work in the same, or those words consecutive in the same sentence. Anyways, it's basically a clothing line, just like a sponsorship that they do with other sponsorships. To put like the Verizon one. Verizon had a clothes that they put in there, and then you can get it through some promotional stuff and everything. However, this is basically what's happening. For a limited time, avatar items are based on t-shirts, hats, and backpacks from the North Face times Gucci collection will be available over 100 Pokestops around the world, located on the Gucci's pins, which are pop-up shops in selected parks and stores. Beginning on January 4th, you can pick up these avatar items and Pokestops locations at Gucci pins and stores in the following cities. There's a lot of cities. I'm not gonna go through the entire cities, so if you want to, go ahead and check out the post in Pokemon Go blog, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. But there's basically a lot of Gucci stores around, and there's definitely a lot of things that there's gonna be Pokestops specifically in those places that you can spend, and they'll give you those avatar items. Now, you might be wondering how I got them. Well, here's the thing. After a while, because of the pandemic and people not being able to go out, Gucci has actually said that it's better to give them a code for trainers that they can't make it. So they have made it a worldwide code that people can redeem at the moment. And if I go to, let's see, Pokemon, no, not Pokemon Go. Let's just go to somebody.
Free advertisement for Gucci.
I know, right? Basically, you put in the code through your whatever phone you have, either Android or anything else, and you'll be able to get the items. So if once you get the items, you redeem it and everything, you can go ahead and put in the codes for Gucci and everything, which I do have quite a bit of sponsor items thanks to those promotional codes. If you want to make your way out to one of those stores, good luck. There's so many of them, but at the same time, they're located places specifically. And if you really want to go into the store, good luck buying anything in there, because their stuff are really expensive.
If you guys want to buy us like Gucci slides or something,
do you want to spend $500 to $1,000 on a pair?
I'm not buying them.
Okay, then. If it's something that you want to do for shopping, that's fine. But just, I don't know, save your money if you need it. There's really nothing you want to do. You are getting this for free in the game, guys. So just, you can just get seen in the game and everything. I think there was actually somebody from the Laura podcast that said that to be able to actually enter a store, you have to make an appointment to even be able to go in there. And I'm just like, nah, bro. I'm moving away. That's the case.
They probably don't want people stealing stuff then. I don't know.
Well, it's very expensive stuff anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Ooh, what?
Collection challenges. What?
Yeah.
You know me, I like a good challenge.
Well, I love that you wanted to transition all the way out of this conversation because you didn't want to say anything about Gucci. But yes, the collection challenges are here. Chris, how about you talked about them since we're already in this place?
Ooh. Okay. A new year means a new challenge. Multiple challenges, in fact. And in that spirit, we're introducing a new feature, collection challenges. Whether you're new to Pokemon Go or a seasoned trainer, collection challenges provide a handy guide to collecting Pokemon featured during certain events. During in-game events, uh, they will feature different collection challenges, helping you grow into the best trainer you can be. It is very interesting because they did this during the Unova event,
Yes.
and they said it would help you fill your Unovan Pokédex, but like for the people that already had the Pokemon, it was kind of weird.
Well, let's look at it in a sense that you are a brand new trainer just starting out. You go into Pokemon Go, you start seeing this, challenge around the Pokemon Go, and you see that you want to catch all these Pokemon. So it kind of emphasizes you, oh, I want to finish this, so let's go ahead and catch whatever we see out there, and if we can find it easier, it's easier. So, I mean, in all shape or form, it's kind of helpful for the new trainers. As for us, but seasoned veterans, it's basically another medal that we can earn. Which actually, if we go to if you have completed it, you go all the way down to your badges. It's not gonna be on the top one; it's gonna be a lower one. So this will pop up once you complete the challenge. You of course elite collection, complete challenges, and it has the actual completion date of the challenge itself. And it's probably going to like keep on stacking up, because this is not just a one-time thing that they're gonna do. They're gonna give us other challenges throughout other events and everything. So it's just gonna keep on stacking and stacking. I think that number is gonna change every time we complete one of the challenges. So 1, 2, 3, and all those numbers in between. So, the first collection challenge is already out through the Unova event, and it's probably already completed at this point, because you won't be able to see any more of those Pokemons around the world unless you're really lucky. But it does reward you with some Stardust, 25 Pokeballs, 5 rare candies, and then all of that. So it is a time challenge though. So if you did not finish it, if you did not finish it before the actual time, you won't be able to finish it before then. So yeah, unfortunately that was throughout the Unova celebration. We already knew the collection challenges were coming. We just didn't know when they were going to start or things like that, and didn't give us enough time to be able to cover it for you guys. So I'm sorry if you missed it, but that's just how the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. So,
Did you like the catching challenge?
It was so nice. I mean, I was getting stuck on a few of them, but I mean, they were not hard to find as long as the event was active. So
Now, with how long they gave us ample time.
Yeah, and the Pokemons are not super rare to find anyway, so there were uncommons and some of them, like Ferroseed and Herdier, but it was still kind of nice to complete and see, like, hey, I'm kind of cool, kind of guys, so. But yeah, those are the collection challenges. Hopefully you guys will start doing some more, because we have more coming around with the next event in our lineup of events. And this is, of course, what I'm talking about. The Countdown to Pokemon Go Tour Kanto. Celebrate the Sinnoh region with us. So trainers, as we approach the Tour Kanto, we'll be spending more time highlighting over the regions in the world of Pokemon. We already shared our plans of Unova celebration, and today we're excited to announce the Sinnoh will be the next region featured in a countdown celebration. When is this happening? Well, this is happening on Tuesday, January 12th at 10 a.m. to Sunday, January 17th at 8 p.m. local time. So we do have a little bit of vanilla times from the season celebration, because the event just ended right now and we have until Tuesday. So we have at least another 36, 48 hours, something like that until then. So that's not bad.
Some breathing time.
The Pokemon's feature, and again, this is a long list, so bear with me. Turtwig, Chimchar, Piplup, Bidoof, Cranidos, Shieldon, Combi, Weasel, Drifloon, Glamia, Burgly, Hippopotas, Scorpy, and Snover will be appearing more frequently in the wild. If you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny Weasel. Or Weasel, whatever that name is really, the Pokemon.
I hatch a lot of those, so I'm happy with that.
You hatch a lot of them. I see a lot of them on that regards. But those are the ones that you'll be seeing more in the wild. And then, of course, a brand new shiny release, which is nice. Weasel is a kind of a cool shiny. But again, it's more of a Pokemon that we kind of hate seeing in the wild until now. So
yeah, I want that Hippo, too.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, same here. The following Pokemon will be hatching from 5 km X: Kricketok, Bidoof, Cranidos, Shieldon, Bronzor, Bosley, Hippopotas, and Croagnunt, which I kind of want the shiny Croagnunt. It's kind of nice. So we'll be hatching.
He's a really pretty one.
Yeah. We also have event-exclusive field research stacks that reward Stardust and lead encounters with the Pokemons of Turtwig, Chimchar, Piplup, Cranidos, Shieldon, and Vidissel. I kind of want to just do the ones for Shieldon and Kratos for the extra large candy. I kind of want to do good Kratos anyway, but I really don't care about Turtwig, Chinchar, Piplup at this point.
No,
Yeah.
the Honda for those isn't gonna matter really.
Yeah, and I do have a Hondos of all three of them, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so
True.
I have the Hondos and the Shiny, so I do at this point. There's really no reason for me to go for them at this point. The following Pokemon will be in raids, which for some reason their blog posts are all over the place this time around. Turtwig, Chimchar, Piplup, Shinx, Whistle, and Gibble!
Oh my lord.
Guys, if you're listening to this podcast, if you're in my friends list, please send me every single Gibble raid, regardless of if I'm in a game or not.
I will find a way.
And if you're in Discord, please let me know if you're ahead of time so I can do this. This will be the grind to the hundo. This will be the grind for the hundo, man. I want a hundo Gibble. I want a hundo Garmcha for Mega Evolution. I do have my 98s ready to go, but still, it's just like,
Dude, it is such a good Pokemon to have in raids for that.
This
oh
is
my god.
technically the only Pokemon that I'll be raiding. I don't need Shinx. Don't not send me Shinx. Please and thank you, don't send me Shinx.
I'm fine with Shinx and Weasel, but yeah, the other ones no.
No, Shinx can go to the trash for me. I don't care. I have 6 of them. I had 6 of them.
I can't believe that.
I don't want to. Oh my god, why is Shinx such a hated Pokemon? I don't hate the Pokemon. I just don't want to see it anymore.
In my opinion, I would just be like, yo, here's my trade bait. Here's my trade bait.
God, I know, but here's the thing. I hatched all 6 of them, and I keep, ranting about this, but I hatched them all. I hadn't even gotten one from the raid, man. And I raided them for a while, too, before I got the first shiny, man. Oh, God. That's just... Anyways, Gibble is the Pokemon that you want to go for. Again, a super rare spawn to have, and also a super rare Pokemon to actually see in raids. So if you can raid them as much as possible. But that's really what I do. Oh my god. Alright, so those are the raid ones. Then we have, of course, that was in 1-star actually. Lopunny, Hippopotas, Toxicroak, and Lumions will be appearing in 3-star raids. Okay. Not really nothing that we want there. Probably just some extra candies for Lopunny, or maybe a Honda Lopunny for Mega. Wouldn't be too bad. Thinking. And then the Pokemon returning, which we have mentioned before, Heatran will be appearing in 5-star raids. Yeah, if you send me that now, you won't see me in that raid. I got the Hundo and I got the Shiny. That's all I need. I'm sure Terry, who's in the chat right now, had the Chandos, and then I'm good. So we're good on those. Sending you Shinx, Luis, for just a minute.
I don't even want to talk about Heatran.
Oh my god. What, do you have the Shiny yet?
I don't even think I have the Shiny, actually. I gotta check that. Maybe Terry sent me one.
Anyways. Mega Charizard Y, Mega Blastoise, and Mega Bombonson will appear in Mega Raids. And then complete the Sinnoh Team Collection Challenge during the event by catching Turtwig, Chimchar, Piplup, Cranidos, Shieldon, Combi, Whistle, Shadow, Stunky, and Shadow Snowbird to receive Stardust. So we have to find the Shadow ones then.
Interesting.
This is an interesting one. Yeah, that is an interesting collection challenge.
They force you to get a Shadow Snowbird? That's one of the rarest ones, too. So they're probably going to be pretty common.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty common, probably. And then Stunky, too. Well, Stunky has to have probably too many of those already, so I don't really care.
Yeah. People are going to be like,
I'll see one, I'll get it, and that's it. If I see another one, I'm like... Because I'm in the grind to level 45 right now, I'm going to have to do them anyways. There's not much difference on that, so...
True. Those are some rewards, though.
Yes, so the rewards for the collection challenge will be Stardust, a Magnetic Lure, 15 Ultra Balls. That's it, but it's pretty nice.
A-okay with me, man.
Clean. Head over to Top of the Review to track your progress, which we'll see it once the event is live, of course. And then, of course, they Zeus tease up next, Hoenn. An event celebration of the Hoenn region will be happening on Tuesday, January 19 to Sunday, January 24. Stay tuned for details to come, of course. I do want to say that every time I read this, I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to the end of the month, and I'm just like, we just started this year.
It's flying by, man. Already
Dude,
10 days in.
I know, right? Crazy. January 10. So many years, so many days. But yes, those are the information about the Kanto celebration to Sinnoh. So that's kind of nice. I'm sure that, of course, Hoenn and then Johto will be next. And then, of course, we'll get to the end of the Kanto celebration. I have the day off. I requested the day off. You will not bother me for 12 hours.
I will get my gibbles.
I will get everybody. No. Not on the Sinnoh celebration, on the Kanto celebration, which is like a month from now. So.
Oh, yeah, true. Oh.
There are a little bit of small updates and redos that they did mention. Chris, you want to go through them real quick?
Oh, yeah. This is interesting. I saw Zoe Two Dots say something about it. I'm assuming this is what it's pertaining to. Due to an issue that occurred during Snover Spotlight Hour, we're holding a regional makeup event on Monday, January 11th, 2020 from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. local time for GMT plus 11, GMT plus 12, and GMT plus 13. I personally don't know the time zones that well, but I'm assuming that's around where she's at. But I'd have to check that. During this makeup event, Snover will be in the spotlight, and trainers in the affected areas will have the following bonuses: double catch XP, double lucky egg duration, and double evolution XP.
Right.
Because I know she was complaining that there wasn't like any coming from incense spawns at all.
This won't be happening to us. Our GMT time is 5, so we wouldn't see this one tomorrow either way. So they did. So the blog post is a little interesting because they did say it's a regional makeup event, and I'm just like, okay, that makes only to those specific times. But yeah, I didn't even know about this until they mentioned it. It was interesting to know because not a lot of people were really complaining about it, aside from maybe one or two people like Soy Tudos, I just to mention. But it's at least nice they recognize the mistakes, so it's kind of nice to see the redo at the end of the day. But they will be getting extra bonuses from that, and that's actually interesting. They're going to get double cash experience, double lucky egg duration, and double evolution experience. So, wow. You really can't do much in that hour, and to have all three of them, it's kind of crazy. So, yeah. But we do have some interesting ones, which I should have moved this to the PvP section of what it was, but we'll definitely start right now the PvP section. Get good, get wrecked. Here we go, Chris.
I'm ready. I'm bopping it with my wrists.
The very first piece of news that we have is actually a partnership from Niantic to Mayhem. Now, what is Mayhem? Well, Mayhem is a competitive gaming platform that was on a standalone, of course, acquiring many things like the esports scene and everything. Now that Niantic is buying this, it kind of feels like it's putting its shoes into the esports scene. Now, I'm not saying we're in the starting line yet until we start seeing tournaments and things like that being announced.
Yeah.
But one of those things that you feel like it's great to see because this will actually expand the team from Niantic to see if Pokemon Go can go into a more competitive scene. Now, esports, it's a really big talk when it comes to the word esports. Now, there are like the Players' Cup and the World Championship that we see. Those in itself are its own esports, but we don't see it like in a big amounts unless you actually know about Pokemon. TCG, BGC, Pocket Tournament, and I think those are the only ones that I've seen right now, are kind of those things. Now, we have seen like a preview of what is to come if Pokemon Go goes into the actual tournament scene and everything. I'm going to pretty much just call it that at that point. With the World's Cup happened like a few years back before the pandemic started, and seeing how they wanted to have a racket and everything. I mean, there's still a lot to work on, especially the whole GPS drifting and everything and GPS stuff.
Oh
that was a cool event. A lot of people were actually tuning into that, and it actually racked up a lot of views on Twitch and everything, which was actually surprising.
Oh yeah.
But that's the kind of thing that we want to see now with Mayhem. as again, they're putting the shoes into what could be a tournament-based competition out there for the players out there. This will basically give us a majority of, building a cool platform that will set up those kind of tournaments. There's more to it, of course. If you want to see it, go to their blog, niantic.com, because that is where usually all of the information is. One of the things that I wanted to disclose is that, of course, we don't know when this is going to happen. We know that the partnership was already part of there, but the whole competition aspect, the whole tournament aspect of what Pokemon Go could be is still up in grabs. But Niantic looks like it's wanting to go ahead and go through that scene, because we already know how competitive we are when it comes to Pokemon Go. Especially last year, since it blew up to the woohoo. Chris, you pretty much, you got to tell me, how excited are you about seeing something like this happening,
Dude, all I've wanted since they introduced the battles to Pokemon Go is to see it be an esports scene, because I would love to participate in those kinds of events, or even just talk about them. Being one of the people that oversee them. I'm very interested in all the esports teams that are taking up the very, very talented players we have. I think Speediest Chief was one of the first people I saw picked up by Mazer Gaming. So I'm really interested in what they have planned, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. There are a lot of more, because of the PvC.
A lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of the PvC scene has actually grown in the past year. Wow, that is a Froakie house spawn. Just appear out of nowhere. I'm surprised. I'm sorry for interrupting to the podcast there. Oh my god. Pineapple right there. Anyways, the PvP has actually grown to such a big size and everything. There are smaller teams starting to gather up and everything. I kind of want to actually start probably talking to a couple of them, not because I want to get into the PvC scene and everything. I mean, I'm competitive, but I'm not that competitive when it comes down to it. But once it comes to it, I want to actually talk how they are managing this whole, bringing in the people out there and putting their own teams together, ready to go if a tournament-based PvP esports scene comes up and Niantic is ready to pull up those teams and everything. So maybe one of these days I'll start talking. I'll probably talk to Speedy's Chiefs once again and ask them about his upcomings when it comes to this esports team and everything. So you never know. We may get him back in the podcast pretty soon. So you never know. Anyways, but yeah, that's an interesting, like I said, that's an interesting partnership, and we'll see how it goes from here on out. It is a brand new year, so you never know what Pokemon Go has in store for us aside from new generations. But yeah, that's going to be really, really fun to see from here on out until we hear more from the world Pokemon Go. So there is, though, some quick updates that we gotta talk about, because season 6 of the Go Battle League is coming pretty soon for everybody to go through. Now, if you are part of the PvP scene, you already know that this is coming. But let's talk about the quick updates. The season 6 part 2 is coming around. So Chris, how about you share with us some information about that first?
This is the longest season we've seen of Go Battle League, and I don't know, people are still going ham on it, man. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Because they're actually going to have a second run of Great League running Monday, 11th, tomorrow, at 1 p.m. to Monday, January 25th, 2021, at 1 p.m. PST time. And, dude, I didn't actually know they were going through them a second time. That makes so much more sense now.
Yes. So the Great League, like you mentioned, is starting at that time. Yeah. We have the Ultra League and its Premier Cup running from Monday 25th to Monday February 8th. And then the Master League Premier Cup and Master League Classic will be, and then of course a to be announced Special Cup will be running Monday February 8th at 1 p.m. to Monday February 15th at 1 p.m., which is technically around the end of the season for a lot of different things. There's still a little bit more, of course. We'll show the details of how this cup is going to work later dates. All 3 leagues will be from, and its Ultra League Premier Cup will be running from Monday the 15th to Monday, February 22, which is my father's birthday. Kanto Cup will run from Monday, February 22 at 1 p.m. to Monday, March 1st. The CP limit will be 1,500, and only Pokemons with the Pokemon Snag grade between 1 and 51 will be allowed during this period. Your rating will be unaffected, though. So this will be an unranked cup that will be running for those specific times. And I'm guessing it's because of the Kanto celebration. There is, though, some changes to what the rewards are going to be. When you reach rank 20, you'll be guaranteed to encounter Frillish, which is making its Pokemon Go debut. You'll have a chance to encounter it on the reward track on 4 high-end ranks too.
Interesting.
Indeed, especially because it's a Pokemon that everybody's been talking about getting this last few times, but hasn't been released until now. At rank 19, you'll now receive an Elite Charge TM. You'll also receive an Elite Fast TM at the end of the receiver reward if you reach rank 19. So basically, you'll be getting 2 of them for the price of 1 this season.
Okay. I'll take it.
Yeah. Pretty cool, right?
Pretty cool. I dig it. I dig it.
Yes, definitely. Well, there is a little bit more information about this, though, because there's going to be some updates to moves and some new moves being added to new Pokemon. So let's go through the list, Chris. How about we start off with Ember? The Fire-type Fast Attack will now deal more damage. Ember, anybody? Maybe.
Dude, any Pokemon that got stuck with Ember. Oh my god.
We have also Karate Chop. This fighting type of fast attack will generate more energy now. So basically a little more powerful for the fighting types. Bubble. This water type fast attack will now deal less damage.
Rip Azu.
Well, Bubble wasn't really, like you mentioned before, it wasn't really something that does a lot of damage either way, but it was pretty powerful with Azumarill in its line. So, however, that's not the only thing, because if you think that that's, the only downside and nerf on this, you're wrong. Raisin Leaf. This grass type fast attack will now deal less damage. So, Shadow Victreebel is finally getting a little bit of a nerf. Also Venusaur.
A lot of people.
A lot of Pokemon. Yeah. Crab Hammer. This water type charge attack will now deal more damage. So Crab Hammer actually was already a potent attack, but to deal just a little bit extra more damage, oof.
Kingler though.
That Kingler is gonna look nice now, isn't it? Sky Attack. This flying type charge attack will now deal less damage. That means Skarmory and Altaria has a little bit less things to walk into.
It's interesting. They're trying to shift out the top meta.
That's right. Yeah, because that's not the only thing though. Rock Slide. This rock type charge attack will now deal less damage. So that means Gene Stunfix is getting a nerf too, because that was a spammy move they would use to break up the shield. So if it deals damage, it also affects Machamp with Rock Slide and the Master League. So
exactly.
So surprisingly enough, that's an interesting one, that's for sure. Then we also have Shadow Bone, which is an exclusive move for a lot of Marowak. This Ghost type charge attack will now deal less damage, which
it needed the nerf.
It needed the nerf. Yes, I feel like Shadow Ball could have been even way better. I feel like people are gonna switch over to Shadow Ball in that regard, because it's still
a lot of people already have.
Yeah. It feels like that's what it comes down to in the end of the day. So those are the small changes, especially the ones for the top meta Pokemons. We'll see exactly how the meta will shift once this day comes, which is tomorrow. And then we'll see what it is. Now, there are a little bit more, of course, that Pokemons that types of attacks that Pokemons couldn't learn and that will be able to learn now. This one is Fire type Weather Ball will be powerful type that will now be available for Vulpix and Ninetales, originally discovered in the Kanto region. And then the Ice type Weather Ball. This powerful ice attack will now be available to Vulpix and Ninetales, originally discovered in the Alolan region. Now,
even though we didn't vote for it.
Yes, so that's why you got the words right out of my mouth. these moves were actually prevalent to the Community Day moves if they won their respective Community Days last year. This is meaning that they will not see Community Days repeating aside from Machamp, because Machamp is having his redo Community Day. Well, not redo, but winnings of Community Day, I guess. Which is interesting because we don't see Vulpix, even though Shiny is already out, but we do see Machamp having a Community Day this year. I don't know what they're really thinking with this. And then Snivy, it's just been a kind of crazy, kind of interesting,
crazy time.
Yeah, interesting beginning of the year, that's for sure. We also have Water type Weather Ball. This powerful Water type will now be able for Politoed. Interesting, let's say the least.
He's a chunky boy. It's gonna be a.
It's gonna be stabbed too, so that's gonna be interesting. Ice Punch. This powerful Ice type will now be available for Primates. Primate, we've never really seen Primate, but maybe we'll see a little bit more now that it has this. Who knows? Ice Beam. This powerful Ice type attack will not be available for Claydol. Niantic, you're really like... I don't understand your moves here, but...
it gets better, though.
Yes, it gets better. Shadow Ball. This powerful Ghost type attack will not be available to Claydol. Oh my god.
He didn't need this arsenal, man.
I didn't even know what
I need to speak Claydol and go battling.
Oh my god. Doesn't it get like Air Power too?
It gets Mud Slap, it gets Earth Power, it gets Psychic. It gets a lot of really good moves.
So switch Psychic for Shadow Ball.
And Confusion.
Yeah,
for a quick move.
I don't know. I think just because it's not stabbed, it might not do as much as we think, but it's gonna tank most of the meta for that reason. Because I mean, Claydol is kind of a tanky Pokemon. Yeah. Tri-Attack. This powerful normal type attack will not be available for Porygon 2. Now, Tri-Attack is exclusive to Community Day move for Porygon Z. We didn't see many changes from it, and we were hoping that Porygon 2 was gonna get this move since the beginning of the Community Day, because it kind of like fit into the theme of what it was supposed to be, but I guess
he's better.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. He that's maxes out a little bit higher than Porygon Z anyway. So I don't know. We'll see. And then of course, Matcha. This powerful Ground type Fast Attack will not be available for Excadrill. That's actually pretty nice, because that means Excadrill could actually have a meta shift in there too. Since Alolan Starfix is going to have a little bit of a nerf, I feel like maybe Matchup Excadrill could do a little bit better on that. So we'll see.
You already told me you were looking at him for Great League.
Yes, sir. Yeah, sure. Yes, sir. So those are the changes. All of this will go live tomorrow, Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and then whatever, of course, is equivalent to your time. It's definitely a meta shift, which we have no idea how it's gonna play out, but we'll see the PvPers go ham the moment it comes out.
Yeah, right off the bat, I think they tried to kill Grass Hole.
Yes.
Which is a line where you run 2 Razor Leafers or 1 Razor Leafer and a Bastardon, and then something else in the back. But usually it was 2 Razor Leafers and a Bastardon.
Yeah.
They killed the line basically by nerfing Razor Leaf.
Well, Razor Leaf and even Rock Slide, because not Rock Slide, because Bastion doesn't learn Rock Slide. But either way, but you can run Galarian Stunfix in that line too.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Bubbles is an interesting one just because of Azumarill. Azumarill's been a top meta Pokemon since the beginning of time.
Yeah, I told Lewis before the podcast, I don't think it's going to change too much of people's lines, especially with the addition of extra large candy, because usually you pick a Azumarill for the bulk. It is definitely a heavy hit on a Azumarill, but I don't think it's as big, because you really kind of depend on its charge moves too, though.
Yeah, that's the interesting part of it. I want to see both the Vulpix's line maybe having their fire type Weather Balls actually do some interesting damage in the meta, mostly because Shadow Ball being nerfed, but a lot of Marowak actually already had a good moveset before Shadow Ball came around, so it wasn't really that much of a change. However, it's kind of sad to see a move that was more prevalent in its Ray Day for that reason, and then losing that type of power since then. So it's kind of interesting.
It sucks, but they had to,
right?
Right?
Yeah. Crab Hammer with dealing more damage is also interesting, and of course having water type Weather Ball for Polito is also going to be interesting. Claydol might be kind of weird to see, but
I don't know why. I think he's going to be OP.
Nah, we'll see. I mean, it does take a while to charge Ice Beam. And Shadow Ball may be a bit more prevalent in that regard, but it's Ice Beam is kind of hard to get to unless, its moveset is good enough to charge it up pretty quickly. So, who knows?
True.
We'll see. We'll definitely see. But those are the updates for today. I thought we were going to go for a longer time, but I guess the news are kind of mad this year. There wasn't really much since then, but still, it's kind of nice to see a little bit more. But I guess that's it for the podcast. Hello. Anything else you want to add, Chris?
Just invite us to Gibble Raids, Just gonna reiterate that.
Oh my god, yes, please invite us to Gibble Raids. If you are in our friends list, please invite us on that. But thank you so much for everybody who's come to the live stream and, of course, listening in our podcast services. You can always join us, of course, in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and many more places to go. If you can leave a review, do so. That would be kind of nice to see. Follow us on the social media, of course. Myself at Pure Let It Go and Chris at Christo0517. We do post our times where we go live in our Twitch streams. And definitely other things that we do on our definite time. So, and then, of course, you can email us, purifiedpodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget to check us out at the purifiedpodcast.com Professor Network. So, Chris, if you have anything else to say before the end of the podcast, I think that will be it for ourselves tonight.
Oh, yeah, I think that's it, personally.
All right, Chris, how about you take us away for the night?
Oh, boy. We've seen a huge toss-up in the moves of Pokemon Go. I think Pokemon Go is making huge pushes for esports. And we have a lot of good events to look forward to, especially the Kanto event coming up. So, let us know what you guys think when you guys go through it. We're definitely going to tell you guys what we think if I get to play it. Yeah. I hope you guys get plenty of shinies, get plenty of good luck in the Go Battle League, and get up there in the ranks,
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, man. Hope you guys have a really good night.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have yourself a wonderful night. Keep grinding, and we'll see you next week. Have a good one.